Hey man, what's going on? How you doing? Today is Friday, March 13th, 2026. Welcome to Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, coming to you live from the Buffer Auger Flow studio. Got a hot cup of piping hot coffee, ready to deliver the top cyber news stories of the day to you and help you basically level up as a professional, get insights that go beyond the headlines, and alongside the Simply Cyber community right here with me, help everybody, whether you're just breaking in or you're at that CISO executive level, whether you want to stay super technical or go the management track, no matter what, we are here to deliver insights, deliver value, and deliver community. So get comfortable on this spooky Friday the 13th, and let's get ready to cook. As always, it's great to see you. I see James McQuiggan in the chat. If you didn't know, every single day of the week has a special segment, and Fridays is exclusively, and has been for quite some time, Dad Joke Friday with James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. So stay tuned for that. At the mid-roll, we're going to get some rib ticklers and have a good time. But first, we have to start the cyber news. We're going to go through 8 stories. I'm going to give my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories. So obviously, you can read these stories on your own. You can have a little RSS feed. Heck, you can have an OpenClaw agent send you a summarized version of the top cyber news stories. But what you're going to get here that you won't get anywhere else is just lessons learned and insights from sitting in the chair for 20 plus years. And not just me, but several community members of various levels, right? Devin Grady's in chat, working for the state, offensive skill set. We've got Phil Stafford over in the San Francisco connection with that deep AI knowledge. James McQuiggan, 25 plus year senior executive, very focused on behavioral changes for workforce. Like whatever it is you want, we've got it in deep bench here at Simply Cyber. So I hope you get value from the show. Now, I don't research or prep for any of the stories.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Because it's disingenuous, and like literally doing this every day is what I've done for years and years and years before I even turned the camera on. And to me, it actually makes the show a bit more interesting because I literally have no idea what stories are coming. I also have no idea what I'm going to say, right? I mean, I'm as much an attendee of the workshop webinar as you are. Now, every single day, this show is delivering CPEs or continuing professional education credits. Looks like we have a first timer here. Cat Balui, CAT. Squad members, if you can, we will jump from CPEs to first timers.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I want to say shout out and holler to the first timers. If you're here for the first time, drop a hashtag first timer. That's the pound symbol, shift 3, first timer in chat. And we can recognize you, welcome you to the party. We have a special emote. You can see James McQuiggan and Joss TX and Space Tacos dropping that John McClane emote. So Cat Balui, welcome to the party, pal. And that goes for everybody. If you're a first timer, I'm not saying pull over, but maybe you're running on the treadmill. Just throw your feet on either side, straddle that treadmill track, drop a quick first timer in chat, get back on it. Okay. As I was mentioning a moment ago, every episode is worth half a CPE. So if you have cybersecurity certifications and you need CPEs, it's very simple. Say what's up in chat. You appear on the show. What's up, Dad0041 asking what's up in the chat. Grab a screenshot. You'll see that it says today's cyber news, March 13th, episode 1088. Go ahead and screenshot that with you saying what's up. That's a piece of evidence for today. Come back Monday, do it again. Come back Tuesday, do it again. And if you do it every day, you can get up to 120 CPEs a year for attending the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Now, obviously, you need to check with the cybersecurity certification body that you're submitting CPEs for to figure out what their policies are. I know DJ BSEC did the Jawjacking yesterday, and it mentioned that some organizations only allow you to submit up to 10 for a certain, webinar or whatever. This is an instructor-led webinar after all. So, check your policies. But at the end of the day, each episode's half a CPE. What that does for you, that's for you to decide. I'm just here making the content and trying to deliver value to the organization. Now, speaking of delivering value, I would be remiss if I didn't share the show sponsors, those who help support the show financially, as well as just partners that I believe in and really, really enjoy, starting with Anti-Siphon Training. Many of you know Anti-Siphon Training, the training arm of the Black Hills Information Security group. And they have the SOC Summit coming up. But I want to, where is it? We have the SOC Summit coming up, okay? So March 25th, if you're not going to RSA and you want to get a 6-hour, basically mini conference, they have that SOC Summit. But what I really want to tell you is this. This came across my feed this morning, and I have to share it with you. Oh my gosh, Anticast, April 1st, April Fool's Day. You want to learn how to write SOC tickets that build trust and drive action? This is literally a very practical, hands-on webinar that is going to teach you a skill that any SOC analyst, including entry-level SOC analysts, will need to know. And you know who's going to be teaching us? My good friend, the haircut fish, Dan Reardon. The man doesn't just make memes. He's a SOC ninja, and he's going to judo chop your throat whoosh, with a webinar on how to write tickets. So awesome, Dan, to see you out there. This is what delivering value looks like. This is what growing a personal brand looks like. I know Dan's a big boy and an adult and all that, but he's one of the people whose careers I've really enjoyed watching from the sidelines grow over the years. I am absolutely subscribed and hit the bell for notifications on Dan Reardon's career. So there is a link for everybody in chat. I'm going to go ahead and pin it. So thank you to Anti-Siphon Training. Double shot where I get to share a sponsor as well as shout out to my friend. All right. Also, we got Flair Academy. Just confirmed my dinner with Flair at RSA this year. Guys, listen, Flair's offering a 2-week free trial for their cyber threat intelligence platform. Their cyber threat intelligence platform is super sick. When I say super sick, I'm talking straight up just, oh my gosh, is this real? This has to be fake because it's too good. If it's too good to be true, I've heard it's not real. Well, this is one of those exceptions. Flair's threat intelligence platform, they go and mine the dark web, criminal Telegram channels, the seedy underbelly of the internet, and go pull all that information. And then they put it in a very easy to access platform where you can go look for your company, your domain, your email accounts, see if passwords are compromised, see if there's chatter about upcoming attacks, all the things. This is a gold mine. It's basically like X-ray vision for cyber criminal underbelly, and you can get access to it. Right now, they're offering a 2-week free trial, which I'm telling you is about 13 days and 23 hours longer than you need to determine whether or not you're going to get value, because this is freaking awesome. If you go to simplycyber.io/Flair, you will have to get verified, because this is so valuable that a threat actor would want to get in here. So they'll have to verify you, but ask anyone in the community who's using it and get their opinion. I'm a big fan. Also, just so we're all on the same page, I was calling Dan Reardon a big boy, like he's an adult, like he's a grown man. He's a real boy, all right? Don't try to read into it. Don't try to start trouble, DJ BSEC. All right, guys. I also want to say shout out, love to Threat Locker. Threat Locker is, one of the end-all, be-all leaders in application security at the endpoint in the cloud. just adding that cloud feature recently. Let's hear from them, and then I'm going to melt your face. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. All right, quick shout out here in the chat, y'all. At BUHRYNAJ. So Buryanj at BURHYANJ. So if you want to, I'll put it in chat really quickly if you guys want to get on this, but get your wrecking ball emotes ready because this individual is straight crushing it like a boss. And I quote, finishing up my first week outside of help desk sysadmin today, got a position in a CMMC consulting company doing what I am passionate about. Thanks for being there for us every morning. Hey, Björn Jansch.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Nice, dude. Love it, love it, love it. Congratulations. Super pumped for you. I told people, I mean, whatever. It's not like I'm some like wild soothsayer and oracle at Delphi. I told you guys CMMC jobs are going to pop off. I made a video like a year ago calling it, and glad to see people are getting that access. All right, everybody, do me a favor. We got to do the work here. We got to do the news. Brian J. All right, Brian J, my man. Do me a favor, everybody. Brian, I need you to do me a favor, Brian. Sit back. Okay? Marcus Kyler, I need you to relax. And I need everybody to just let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome way. I'll see you guys at the mid-roll. Oh, you hear that wave? Ooh, that's nice.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Friday, March 13th, 2026. I'm Sarah Lane. Iran boosts cyber attacks. According to research from Checkpoint, Iran's Ministry of Intelligence and Security is working with cyber criminal groups to strengthen and obscure its cyber operations. Iranian APTs, such as Void Manticore, have incorporated criminal tools like the Radamonthus InfoStealer and may participate in ransomware as a service ecosystems, blending state and cybercrime activity. The approach is said to complicate attribution and allows Iranian actors to buy malware, infrastructure, or initial access from underground markets instead of developing their own tools.
All right, hey, really quick, Mad Destroyer.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Love it. Mad Destroyer gifting 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Mad Destroyer. So if you're one of the recipients of said gifted sub, you can thank Mad Destroyer. Also, huge coffee fan. Also, very competent Magic the Gathering player. All right, so Iran, you know, again, this shouldn't come as any surprise. Iran is got capabilities, okay, and they have cyber capabilities, and now because of this existential threat that they've been faced with, right? I mean, obviously you have been following the news, all of us have. They're going ham, right? Not only are they executing all of their capabilities that they can, but they're leveraging their network as well to help them achieve their goals, right? So they are now partnering with cyber criminals to boost cyber attacks, as the title says. Now, this is just money, right? You know, I don't know Iranians like GDP or anything like that, but the amount of oil going on out there, you know, their military, their research and development, like they clearly have financing or money. And last time I checked, hold on, let me check with the judges really quick. Let me just research this really quick. What is it that cyber criminals like?
Straight cash, homie.
Yes, straight cash, homie. So, I mean, you might get some cyber criminals that are like, whoa, I don't want to get involved in, a geopolitical, rock fight here, World War III. But I mean, other ones, it's like, dude, show me the money and we're game, right? I'm a gray hat mercenary. Not to mention, there's plenty of threat actor groups that are anti-Western philosophy. So, like, getting them on board, it's like the double win for them. It's kind of like me talking about, I mean, Russian threat actors partnering with Iran to do cyber attacks is similar, although not exactly one-to-one. So please don't make this association to Dan Reardon working with Anti-Siphon. Like, yeah, I love it. Like, oh, I get to have Anti-Siphon as a sponsor and talk about how Dan's going to be delivering a talk there. Like, double win. Like, let's go. So again, please do not try to draw conclusions in here. Holy crap. Justin Gold, coming from the research department, drops this casually in chat. Iran's GDP was $440 billion in 2024. So, I mean, cyber threat actors do charge a penny or two, but my God, I think $440 billion is, you can find some pennies in the couch there to pay for some cyber threat actors. So what does this mean for you and me and everybody else? It means that there's likely to be an uptick in activity, especially in the United States, since we're the ones who are effectively initiating this war excursion, as some people call it. So there's an uptick in activity. So I said this yesterday. My TLDR is, unfortunately, I was hoping I'd never see this in my lifetime, but we are entering a global conflict, it would appear, which means, public-private sector, they're both going to be in scope. This is very much not like, oh, here's a military area and here's a public sector area. There's one internet, okay? So we all are now got heightened risk. The likelihood goes up. Also, the impact goes up. So effectively going from like DEFCON 5 to DEFCON 4, you just got to be more vigilant, right? And make sure that you're doing all the things a little bit better. You can even, depending on the state of your business, you might be able to start sliding this in as, hey, we've got some increased threat or increased risk, however you want to kind of paint the picture. But we've got an increase in concern, and one that we should not be, it's not business as usual. All right. You can see here, Russian intel has employed civilian hackers. That's another thing. Again, I'm not some geopolitical expert, and I'm certainly not trying to make this show about politics, but objectively, it's been shown that Russia is helping Iran with drone-related information and knowledge and targeting, right? It's being reported in the news, right? So there's obviously a relationship there already for Russia and Iran. So, it would seem natural to assume that the resources that might be private sector cyber threat actors that are operating under or in association with Russian nation state would then get access, right? It's like if you need someone to like, I don't know, like I've got a guy that mows my lawn, right? And then Casually Joseph moves in the neighborhood and he's like, hey, you know anyone that can mow lawns? I'm like, yeah, I got a guy, right? It's the same thing. It's like, hey, do you got a cyber criminal threat actor group? Do you? Yeah, I got one. I got a guy, right? It's the same thing. So I could see that for sure. Obviously, that Striker attack recently. All right. So you can see here, I'm quoting the article. The takeaway from our perspective is how deeply they embed cybercriminal activities into their operations. Yep. So that's the deal. Not to mention, we saw this during the Russian-Ukrainian conflict as well. Cyber criminals are also humans, and some of them have patriotism in their heart. So if their country is being impacted, they might take it as an opportunity for activism and take action against the adversary of their home country. So we've got a lot going on there. absolutely, without a question, there is an uptick in risk to all of our organizations.
On malware targets Brazilian banks. Brazilian cybersecurity firm Xenox has disclosed Venon, Venon, a new Rust-based banking malware targeting 33 banks in Brazil. Venon infects Windows systems via DLL sideloading, social engineering campaigns like ClickFix, and 9 evasion techniques. It monitors active windows and hijacks shortcuts to deliver fake overlays for credential theft, notably targeting Itaú's banking app. The malware can also undo modifications to cover its tracks. England.
All right, so we got a malware called Venon. It's designed to attack Windows systems, and a Brazilian cybersecurity company found it. So I don't know if this is targeting Brazilian. Oh, okay. It says literally says targeting Brazilian users, written in Rust. Okay, so Rust is, one of these like new age Gen Z programming languages. It's a little bit faster in the way it executes. This is banking malware, but it's targeting Brazilian people. So for everyone in chat, these malware families can be ported over to, English speaking or, Korean speaking or whatever, with some level of effort, but it's not impossible. But this is all up in the Latin American cybercrime ecosystem. So it's Venon, not Venom. So what I would say is, as a US based practitioner, I'm like, ooh, dodged a bullet there. But again, it's good to know what these are. So banking malware is definitely made a comeback. I would say financial based malware was like very popular 2012, 13, 14, 15, right? This is like when PCI really got its grips, and then ransomware came on the scene and kind of pushed the financial stuff. But the banking one is back now. So you should be mindful of these basically banking financial based malware. So if you work in the fintech space or financial space, things, but just know as a practitioner that there is an increased activity in this type of malware that we're beginning to see, or we have begun to see, I should say. It's been going on for like the last year. Yeah, exactly. So DJ BSEC kind of flippantly said in chat, it's what I was thinking as well. Like, just take the malware and tell AI, hey, make this work for, English speaking, victims or whatever. All right, let's see what they do. All right, so it does, it's interesting. It says that it targets Windows systems, but part of its functionality is a banking overlay, active window monitoring, and a shortcut LNK hijacking mechanism. So I feel like a lot of times when you see overlays, it's on mobile devices like Android devices. So they, it's a transparent overlay to steal your key inputs. But anyways, like, I don't know why. Like, is there BSEC? Like, can someone tell me, like, why are LNK files getting through so successfully? Like, I get what they are, but like, I can't really think of too many like legitimate reasons I've seen LNK files get delivered to me, like where I'm like, oh yeah, this is a real reason. This is a legitimate transfer. I'm not saying, I mean, I guess maybe block LNK at the firewall. All right. Let's see. All right, so there's a little bit of IOC in here. This could easily be changed. BYST4 looks like it's the malware author's development, his name. So you can see that C users BYST4. So if you see that in your telemetry, your event viewer, I mean, you shouldn't be using event viewer. You should have a SIM. But like, if you see this is like a super bright red flag. But again, this is like trivial to modify. Unless they're using AI, and then the author doing it probably doesn't know how to change it. So, oh, see, look at this. I don't research or prep. I know DJ BSEC doesn't either. But look at this. It says right here, A developer familiar with the capabilities existing in Latin American banking Trojan could use Gen AI to rewrite and expand the functionality. So yeah, exactly. AI can be done to do this. All right. It's believed that the initial infection, I'm big on blocking initial infection, is a click fix. Please, 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 please educate your end users on click fix and how to prevent it. You're not going to, there is no CAPTCHA where you're going to hit, Windows key R, Control V, like that. There's no CAPTCHA for that. Please just make that your message today.
Hockey investigating breach. England Hockey is investigating a potential ransomware breach after the AI lock gang claimed to have stolen 121 gigabytes of data and threatened to publish it unless a ransom is paid. The organization, which oversees field hockey across more than 800 clubs and 150,000 players, is working with internal teams, external experts, and law enforcement to assess the impact. AI Lock has been active since April of 2025 and uses double extortion tactics and advanced encryption to lock files. Players are advised to watch for suspicious activity and phishing attempts.
All right. At least the threat actor didn't even try to pretend that they did not use AI. Like they straight up call it AI lock, and then I don't know, whatever. Nice graphic, bruh. So England Hockey, I mean, whatever. It's one of these organizations that just helps manage a sports league. Could have been anything. Could have been a publishing company. Could have been a brewery. It just happened to be a sports management league. An AI lock got them. Now they stole 129 gigs of data, which is pretty common nowadays. The data exfiltration, I believe, is more popular than data encryption at this point for a multitude of reasons. But let's see. Yeah, so I mean, this is a perfect example. This threat actor did not encrypt the servers, right? So England Hockey comes to work on Friday morning, March 13th, and they can do business. They can send emails, they can pay bills, they can take requests, they can take phone calls, they can schedule matches, like whatever they got to do. England Hockey is not down. It's just that a threat actor has stolen 129 gigs of organizational data. So now you've got to deal with that, and this is a decision for management at England Hockey. Do they care about that data? Is that data compromising to them? Is that data going to result in financial loss? Is that data going to result in customer confidence erosion? Probably not, right? I mean, they're the organization that manages field hockey in the country, right? So it's not, I don't know, in my opinion, like it would be quite the mountain moving for, the 800 English hockey clubs to be like, you know what, mate, Roswell, you okay? You'll have to let me know how my British is or whatever. Just think about this logically. Like, would these 800 clubs be so upset that they're going to go start a new league? No, right? I mean, that's like, who knows if there's even like contractual capabilities to do that. It'd be like the NFL in the United States getting hacked and like a bunch of data got out and the teams are like, oh, this is ridiculous. We're going to start like a new NFL. Like, no. So I don't know, man. I feel like it sucks, right? I'm not super pumped that this company, this organization suffered a data breach, but when I think about it from a business perspective,
Straight cash, homie.
I think England Hockey is just going to roll on. Of course, they'll do all the PR spin, private, the data and security and privacy of our members is vitally important to us. We've hired third-party external consultants to come in and figure out our stuff. We're going to be vigilant, et cetera, et cetera. And also, here's your 1 year of identity theft protection. And also, they're not going to mention the threat actors leak the data, but I mean, I don't know. Threat actors, I feel like threat actors got to choose their organizations a bit better. But anyways, like I'm not I'm not promoting or condoning it.
Form 2561 uses SEO poisoning for fake VPN clients. Microsoft Threat Intelligence reports that the cybercriminal group Storm 2561 is running a credential theft campaign using SEO poisoning to distribute fake VPN clients. Users searching for legitimate VPN software are redirected to malicious sites, hosting zip files with MSI installers that sideload DLLs, including the Hyrax InfoStealer, to capture VPN credentials. The malware is digitally signed to appear legitimate and maintains persistence via the Windows Run Once key. Microsoft advises enabling Defender protections, multi-factor authentication, and blocking untrusted executables.
All right. What okay, I wanted to know which one they were doing. Pulse VPN download. All right, I never heard of Pulse VPN. Is it open source? Okay, so they're targeting. Okay, so it's not Pulse VPN exclusively. It looks like they're also targeting Fortinet and Avanti. Effectively, what the threat actors are doing, and this is something you should be super mindful of, especially in the age of AI, where like AI is like, if you Google something, Gemini gives you your first example, your first answer. Marketing departments around the world would love to be as effective as threat actors, apparently. When you Google something, just be real. Like, how often do you pick something on the first 15 results? Probably often. Threat actors know this, and it's called search engine optimization, SEO. And essentially, you stuff a bunch of keywords and you game the system as far as like the logic on how Google decides what results to turn to the homepage. Kat Balui, I think it was a first timer, now squad member, bro. Love it. All right, so listen. There's like, 100,000 blog platforms, right? So when you type in start a blog, like Medium comes up, right? Like how to start a blog. Okay. AI overview. And right here, look at this. Whoops. First line. Starting a blog involves selecting a niche, choosing a platform like WordPress or Wix. Dude, right there. WordPress and Wix. Trust me, WordPress and Wix spent a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of focus to show up in the second sentence of a Google query. All right. WordPress.com, top result. Wix.com, second result, right? And by this point, you're probably not scrolling down here anymore, right? So this is an example of like SEO. Now, threat actors, they're like, oh yeah, this is good. People trust the results that Google provides. And if Gemini says starting a blog involves selecting a niche, choosing a platform, right? So if you Google VPN client, like your organization is like, hey, listen, we use Avanti here. You got to install the VPN client. This is exactly how it'll happen too. You're a new hire or you're a salesperson on the road and your computer gets screwed up or whatever, and you go get a new computer. And they're like, you can't access any resources unless you are on the VPN. It's a security thing. And me and you and DJ BSEC will be like, listen, we take security seriously. You must be on the VPN. All right, cool. So then victim Googles Avanti VPN because they can't get to the internal network to download the official VPN client because they're on the road or they're at home or whatever. And the threat actors make the top result using SEO poisoning and paying money to be a sponsored post, a VPN-Avanti.com download and make it look just legit. And then you download that VPN client thinking you're going to get on the internal network. And instead you're loading malware onto your computer, right? And sometimes it's Trojanized malware, which means that the VPN client will actually work while they still own you, which means now you're going to connect into the internal network and give the threat actor access to that, which is absolutely double gross. So you must educate your end users on being mindful of that. But even then, if Gemini is like, oh yeah, go to this VPN-Avanti.com, now you got to rely on the tech stack to prevent this. And this is what defense in depth is, okay? Application whitelisting or application allow only application execution, right? I don't think whitelisting is a term that's supposed to be used anymore. So a tool like ThreatLocker, just again, I'm not pumping ThreatLocker's tires, but a tool like ThreatLocker is an example of what they're talking about, right? Emmet is a free tool that is very difficult to manage that comes with Microsoft technologies that you can use, right? Signed applications, etc., right? So just be mindful of that. This Storm 2561, it's not necessarily attributed to any known nation state threat actor or organized cyber criminal threat actor group, but they're hyper effective. So don't. Basically, you can even educate your end users. Like, listen, do not install VPN software unless it's provided to you by a IT person, right? Official links, okay?
Huge thanks to our sponsor, DropZone AI. If you're heading to RSAC next week, here are 3 things worth seeing at the DropZone AI Diner. That's booth 455, South Expo Hall. Number 1, watch their AI SOC agents investigate real alerts live with every reasoning step exposed. Number 2, meet the AI threat hunter, the newest agent joining the team. And number 3, enter the investigation competition and go head-to-head against the AI. Schedule your stop at dropzone.ai/RSA-2026-AI-diner.
All right. Hey, holla holla at the mid-roll. I've been playing Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me this week at the mid-roll, but Dan Reardon made a pretty astute observation yesterday that I do go back and cut it out to avoid any copyright issues, but that means I cut out the meme of the week. I cut out James's jokes of the week. I cut out the mid-roll activity. So if you're watching on replay, you kind of get hosed. So I will not be playing the Simple Minds thing because I guess I'd rather have you have the jokes than the la-la-la-las. So I want to say shout out and thank you all. This just doesn't have the vibes I'm looking for, man. Can I get something with like some vibes? Bruh. I need something with some like energy. You know what I mean? Platinum streaks. What's this do for us? Oh my God. Like, how can I laugh with a joke if I'm like being put to bed? All right, here we go. This one's fine. A little upbeat. Guys, holla and shout out to the stream sponsors, ThreatLocker, Anti-Siphon, and Flare. Thank you so very much for sponsoring the show. Yes, every single day of the week has a special segment. And Fridays is none other than James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. The same James McQuiggan who did an anti-cast on Wednesday this week. The same James McQuiggan who knows how to do deep fakes. This guy is amazing. If you live in the Florida, Orlando space, you know dang well what James is all about. So let's do James's jokes of the week. Here we go. James wants to, this song, like I can't. Like, how am I supposed to tell a joke if I'm like friggin' doing like 90s club glow dance or glow stick dancing? Bro, can we get something? Oh, here we go. Wait, why is that so loud? Hold on one second. Hold on. Like, just allow me a moment while I am playing stream beats. Hold on one second. I don't know why that came in so loud. Give me a second here. There we go. All right. Which one of these has like a beat to it, bro? It's Friday. I want to get lit up here, not put to bed. Drive into the night. Okay, let's try this one. Final answer. All right, we'll work on that, community. See what happens when I try to serve everybody. I end up serving nobody. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, here we go, guys. Check it out. James McQuiggan's jokes of the week. Why did the mobile phone have to wear glasses? Why did the mobile phone have to wear glasses? It lost its contacts. Okay. All right. James wants to know, what's another name for apple juice? Everybody, apple juice and peanut butter and jelly. Maybe you get some goldfish snacks at snack time. What's another name for apple juice? If you are if you're at RSA next week and you're not into drinking alcohol and you're looking for some apple juice, you can just ask for an iPhone charger. An iPhone charger. All right. Why do horses have a hard time using the internet? All right. Why do horses have a hard time using the internet? Now, this is interesting. If you didn't know about this, a lot of horses are actually online. There's a couple influencer horses in the equestrian space. There's like an entire dressage market full of horse content creators. But the reason that they have a hard time using the internet is because they require a stable connection. All right. That equestrian themed joke and mobile phone joke brought to you by James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. There we go. And look at this. This is coming in live right now. This is actually the leading content creator in the dressage space. This is Skippy. Hey, Skippy. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Skippy's dressage channel, as always. All right, guys, thank you so very much. It's all about good times here on Simply Cyber. Let's finish strong and do the back half of the stories.
Hive 0163 uses AI-assisted sloppily malware. IBM X-Force researcher Golo Murr said in a report shared with the Hacker News that Hive 0163 is using AI-assisted malware called Sloppily to maintain persistent access during ransomware attacks. It's deployed via PowerShell scripts and scheduled tasks and functions as a backdoor, beaconing system info and executing commands from a C2 server. AI helped generate readable, well-structured code, but the malware is relying on standard persistence and post-exploitation techniques. Hive 0163 often uses clickfix, malvertising, and access brokers to deliver malware like NodeSnake, Interlock Rats, and Interlock Ransomware. Operation.
All right. Yeah, this is where we live now. Like, I feel like we've been training as cyber professionals for years, and this is our this is what we trained for. Okay, so AI is making developing software incredibly easy, right? Vibe coding. At least the threat actors now are like being transparent about it, calling this one sloppily, meaning AI slop, and they're using it to help with persistence C2 capabilities during ransomware attacks. Also, there is an entire like malware as a service criminal ecosystem, which means they don't need to develop their own malware. They can just purchase malware through like a ransomware as a service affiliate market. And let's see what Hive 0163 is all about. Yeah, they're using AI to move faster, of course, right? IBM X-Force researcher is reporting on this. I love IBM X-Force as far as like their annual report is a very good one if you're looking for solid, informed, well-informed on real like facts and statistics and telemetry. IBM X-Force is very good at that. All right. Yeah. Exfil and ransomware, sure. Those are like the two, like this has been the data exfil and ransomware have been like what we've been doing since 2017. So if this is new to you, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
All right, let's see. All right. Yep. So again, just so everybody's on the same page, ransomware isn't the first stage. It's not like you click on a link and ransomware takes over your company. It is a post-exploitation tool. You are already owned. It's like the threat actor owns your box and is now going to do whatever they want in it. It looks like you can set up a detection to see it running as a scheduled task called runtime broker. So for persistence, remember, if you reboot your computer, like if the malware is just running in memory, when you reboot the computer, it clears the memory and their malware goes away, right? But by not writing it to disk, the EDR might not see it. So in this instance, they use scheduled task, which is essentially like a cron job on Windows to, restart the service, right? It does say that it's likely deployed in the runtime folder, but it doesn't have to be. You can have scheduled tasks that run anywhere. Oh my gosh. DJ BSEC wants to create a new word, and I kind of like it. I hate myself for liking it, but I kind of like it. We can call vibe-coded malware vibeware. Who's with me? Vibeware. All right. I wonder if we could do this. Dan Reardon, I've got like a challenge for you. I mean, this would be, I don't think you can do this very quickly, but in my mind, I just want to share this right away. In my mind, I guess I don't know what the exact one would be. I think it's this one more than any other one, but basically Night at the Roxbury guys, okay? I feel like it's this one, but then their eyes should be like the red laser Bitcoin crypto bro eyes. And that this is like vibeware, you know what I mean? Like it's like cringy, but also it makes a lot of sense. All right, what's the initial infection vector, right? It's probably what, ClickFix or some other stupid. Here we go. ClickFix, yep. There we go. Now this by the way, just as an aficionado, as a bit of a connoisseur of infographics, this one is pedestrian at best. This is not really an infograph. This is, come on, what are we doing here? So, basically they fall for ClickFix. Here's an idea. Let me walk through this kill chain and break it down. Number one, ClickFix. Educate your end users on not falling for ClickFix. Number two, executes PowerShell. If you can, have your end users not have permissions to execute PowerShell on their own machines. There's an idea. Number three, it downloads malware. Download means it comes from the internet somewhere. If you got a firewall rule or threat intelligence fed real-time blocking on the firewall, like Wildfire is the one I always reference, put that in place. So then even if Aunt Dorothea falls for ClickFix and PowerShell runs on the box because she's got permissions to do it, when it goes to download, it gets stopped. All right, then it downloads. Okay, so interlock rat is running right here. Here's an idea: EDR. Have it stop it and prevent it. And then once you're at this point, once you're at the bottom part of the execution, you're screwed. Like at this point, I did everything I could. Like I tried to stop the tide from crashing over the breaker wall, but at this point, we're all wet. All right. Looks like they're employing ClickFix and malvertising for initial access. Malvertising, that's that can come in a couple different ways, but imagine like an iframe with malicious app saying like click here for whatever, $50 off X, Y, and Z, or like VPN, free VPN or whatever. Malvertising is malicious advertising. We see ads on everything all the time. So that's what that is.
Lightning takes down SOX escort proxy network. Law enforcement from 8 countries disrupted the SOX escort residential proxy network in an operation called Operation Lightning, seizing 34 domains and 23 servers across 7 countries and freezing about $3.5 million in cryptocurrency. The service infected routers with AV Recon malware and sold access to roughly 369,000 compromised IP addresses used for fraud, ransomware, account takeovers, and other cybercrime that caused tens of millions of dollars in losses. Authorities say the network had about 124,000 users.
All right, a couple things. One, there's a typo on this thing. Not that I'm going to like dunk on them, but like it says stuck down. I think they meant struck down, not stuck down. But hey, law enforcement.
Regulators, mount up.
I love it. Operation Lightning, kind of a pedestrian operation name now that, you know, America's into like Midnight Hammer and Epic Fury. But whatever. International law enforcement kicking the door in on SOX escort. I love this, by the way. 8 countries coordinating. Law enforcement across multiple countries is awesome. All right. So, dude, this is no joke. Tens of millions of dollars in losses to victim organizations. Let's see. What does this actually do? The FBI was involved. That's cool. 34 domains, 23 servers, 7 countries, $3.5 million in crypto frozen. You always got to follow the money, guys, right? I mean, if you can lock down the money. The servers that were seized will lead to additional evidence. Now, of course, like law enforcement definitely says this to like basically scare the cockroaches into the dark, right? Oh no, like I've actually used SOC escorts. Like I hope they don't find me. So I'm going to lay low, right? So this is like not collateral damage, but collateral benefit to law enforcement to kind of help curb people that they may have not caught just by association with this thing, especially since it had 100,000 users of the platform. Each one of those users is probably puckering their butt right now. Unfortunately, this service hacked residential and small business devices. My suspicion is hacked means use default credentials, as residential and small businesses typically forget or do not know any better to change those credentials. Go look at Mirai Botnet as a classic example of how effective that can be. Upwards of 600,000 compromised assets due to default creds on, basically home or small business devices. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty effective business, right? Man, they defrauded a customer of a crypto exchange who lived in New York, defrauded him up to $1 million. So, I mean, if someone can here's the thing: if someone can control your router, that means and very likely, that's where your DNS is going to be. Like they can control DNS in a lot of cases and make it look like you're going to legit sites. They can, like force you to go to certain sites. They can change, like they can do, like proxying of graphics and change things. Like it's pretty powerful to be able to control a network's router, right? So let me look at this really quickly. So I hope, did they say arrest? Unfortunately, the word arrested doesn't show up, which means that the FBI was able to coordinate with the ISPs who are hosting that infrastructure, probably put some lean, and not Memphis lean. Okay, Jay Gold. So calm down. Like put the screws to these ISPs and said, like, listen, we'll wreck your whole business if you don't basically give up hosting this malicious infrastructure. So unfortunately, threat actors are going to just find new malicious infrastructure. This will disrupt, but not disable or destroy this proxy service. Especially remember, like this business is probably making a ton of money. It said tens of millions of dollars, right? Let me see. Yeah, millions, tens of millions in fraud, right? So if you're making tens of millions of dollars, right? Well, I mean, here's a perfect example, right? Like, let's just pretend for a second in a fantasy world that the Buffer Auger Studio made tens of millions of dollars a year, right? Like Simply Cyber's gone global, right? I'm like Pitbull over here, and we're making tens of millions of dollars, okay? And then I come out to work one day, and law enforcement has taken the Buffer Auger Studio and yeeted it into the sun. Do you think I'm just gonna like, oh, all right, I guess I don't have a studio anymore. I guess I'll just go get one of my old jobs back and get to work? No, I'll just go buy another studio. It'll take me 3 months to get it set up, get all the gear in here, figure out that I shouldn't use a 100-foot Ethernet cable, and then get back to work, making tens of millions of dollars. So I say it all the time. You have to arrest the people behind it because they have the knowledge and the capital to be able to reset and rebuild the infrastructure, and they are hyper incentivized to do it.
Straight cash, homie.
Veeam warns of flaws exposing backup servers to RCE attacks. Veeam patched multiple vulnerabilities in its backup and replication software, including 4 critical remote code execution flaws that could allow low-privileged users to run code on backup servers. The bugs could also enable privilege escalation and credential theft. The fixes are included in versions 12.3.2.4465 and 13.0.1.2067. Veeam warned attackers often reverse engineer patches to target unpatched systems, noting backup servers are frequent ransomware targets.
All right. So Veeam is a very popular, very powerful, very good, by the way, like not a sponsor, but like, if there's a product I like, I'm going to tell you guys. I'm not like some type of jackass who's like, well, I only talk about people who give me money. Like, Veeam is good. Veeam to me is like a great enterprise backup business continuity solution, okay? Which means lots of enterprises have them. You might even have them in your environment, right? If you work in cyber only and talk to your IT team, the reality is you should know if you're using Veeam or not. You wouldn't use Veeam for like a couple servers. Like Veeam is an enterprise infrastructure solution. So if you have been working at this organization for any time, you probably have talked to your IT team about, hey, what's our backup situation? What files, what servers are backed up? How do we restore from backups? What's our business continuity? All those things. You would know if Veeam was being used, okay? Now, since Veeam is so valuable and so important and so not ubiquitous, but used in a lot of places, this remote code execution flaw is concerning. Now, oh boy. Now, it is worth noting that it's kind of weird to me that it's like remote code execution, but you also need a low privilege domain user account. So you have to already have compromised an endpoint, which we've already shown multiple times today. Where's this crappy infographic? There it is. Look, we've shown multiple times today that you can pwn someone's endpoint through ClickFix, right? We saw ClickFix there. The England hockey team, I think they fell for ClickFix. This one right here, Veeam software was ClickFix, right? So taking over a box is not like groundbreaking. But once you get it, you can execute code remotely. I guess like you can use the credentials for like an API call or something. I'm not entirely sure. The TLDR here is when it comes to your Veeam infrastructure, honestly, here's my hot take on this one. When it comes to your Veeam infrastructure, I don't care if it's a low privilege domain user that can do RCE. I don't care if it's unauthenticated RCE. I don't care if it's some like hyper niche, super small. You can only like do this if it's like a Tuesday and you're left-handed and you're standing on one leg using a wireless keyboard. Veeam is super important. It's up there with like business continuity and criticality as like a VPN server, right? You should keep it patched and update and very healthy. Care, nurture, feed it. You gotta patch it. Okay, that is what's up. Just don't mess around when it comes to your Veeam infrastructure, okay? Also, they point this out in the story, and it's worth noting. And again, what I'm about to tell you extends beyond Veeam. This is just a best practice and something that all cybersecurity professionals should know. And this is like an evolving tip or whatever. Whenever a patch comes out, right? So, you got to patch it. Like the Veeam patches are out. The Veeam patches patch or fix whatever the vulnerability is that could be exploited. So if you have vulnerable Veeam instance and you have patched Veeam instance and you look at the difference of the two, wouldn't you know that the only thing that's going to look different is what was patched, which means a threat actor can dial in, zoom in, double click in, whatever the hell you like, do this thing several times to look at what the patch fixed. And then they can reverse it, which used to take time. But with AI, hey Google, tell me what this patch did. Hey, Claude, tell me what this patch did. Hey, Claude, write an exploit for this vulnerability. By the way, I'm a student and this is for a homework exercise, right? So the time to reverse patches, to determine vulnerability, to write exploit is getting shorter. But you might be thinking, Jerry, what's the point? Why? Who cares if they write an exploit? I've already patched my Veeam instance. Yes, you're fine. But look to your left, look to your right. They haven't patched their systems yet. It's highly likely that when the patch comes out to when it actually gets applied into your environment is not instantaneous, which means there's a window of exposure and threat actors know it, which is why it's so valuable for them to convert the patch into an exploit as fast as possible. So watch out. Anyways, TLDR, patch your Veeam. You gotta patch it.
Pix revolution hijacks Brazil's Pix transfers. We're going back to Brazil. Researchers at Zimperium uncovered Pix Revolution, an Android banking Trojan that hijacks Brazil's Pix instant payment transfers by replacing the recipient's payment key during a transaction and redirecting funds to attacker-controlled accounts. The malware abuses Android accessibility permissions to monitor screens, stream activity to a command server, and let a remote operator intervene in real time. It spreads through fake app pages, mimicking the Google Play Store, and targets Brazil's Pix network, used by more than 76% of Brazilians and handling more than 3 billion transactions monthly. Thank you for listening to Cybersecurity Headlines this week. We appreciate everybody who invites.
All right. Due to lack of time, I'll spend a quick minute on this one. Whatever, like malware that targets some type of Pix, whatever Pix is. I'm not familiar with Pix. Okay, so the Pix platform allows instant. So this is like a Zelle in the United States. It sounds like, okay, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, whatever. These like peer-to-peer payment solutions. There's money there, which means threat actors are going to target it. Period. Full stop. Personally, I would, just be careful, man. Unlike many banking Trojans, they rely on automated scripts. Pix Revolution uses an agent-in-the-loop model as opposed to a human-in-the-loop model. A remote operator watches the victim's phone screen in real time and intervenes at the exact moment the payment is processed. So this is much more aligned with what I was talking about earlier with like Android malware and banking malware. Again, unfortunately, this targets individuals. I feel like we deal with a lot of threat actors who are doing millions of dollars in damage or hundreds of thousands of dollars in ransom payments or $50,000, $60,000 in business email compromise. This one is like, they take like $500 from Antorthea. My cousin Pat gets screwed for $284. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm for sake of time, just if you're using Pix transfers, you may want to look at this. I know our Brazilian demographic here in Simply Cyber is not very large, so I won't spend a ton of time on this, but just know, like, on balance, financial apps are going to be a hot target because it's where the money is. All right. All right, guys, thank you so very much for being here. It is Friday the 13th. Boo. This has been the Daily Cyber Threat Brief again. Thanks to Flare, Anti-Siphon, Threat Locker. Thanks to the mod team. Don't go anywhere. Quick shout out, Dan Reardon, not to accept the challenge. has developed Vibeware. This is Vibe malware. We're working on the title. We're workshopping it, but here we go. This is the graphic for Vibeware. All right, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere because we're going to do some jawjacking in just a minute. We got a panel because it is Friday. We love having our panels. We got James O'Quigan and DJ BSEC in the panel, so we're going to be bringing that to you for about 24 minutes, and then we're going to start kicking off the weekend. Guys, I'm Jerry. Don't go anywhere. I got you covered. Till next time, stay secure. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Jawjacking. I'm your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. Wait. It's Jerry Guy coming in. I forgot to put my glasses on. It is Friday, which means we do it a little different. We add more value. This is something that I've noticed that the community likes, and we're actually in April going to be start doing. We're going to be rotating because Tuesdays and Thursdays I teach at Citadel, and we have Jawjacking hosted. We're going to be rotating hosts in order to give a bigger variety, of bigger diversity, and give more, opportunity to people to kind of get in front of the camera, as well as giving different perspectives on the, on the questions that you have. Let me bring into the studio. First off, DJ BSEC enjoying his spring break. H-Town's own, Ghetto Boy's own, DJ BSEC.
Good morning.
All right. Audio sounds good, man. Looking tight. All right. And also at 35,000 feet, dad jokes galore. Let's welcome in James O'Quigan.
Yo, good morning. Glad to see the audio is working there, DJ.
I love it. All right, guys. So here's the format. If you have a question, drop it in chat with a Q and we will answer it. We've got probably, collectively 60 years of experience, maybe 70 years of experience here on the panel at this time. So we'll do everything we can. Do it. I do want to point out really quickly, James O'Quigan over there on the far side of the camera is the one responsible for the dad jokes today. So if you had a problem specifically with the stable connection horse one, you can take it up directly with James.
I like that one. That was a good one.
I liked it too. I like to be able to work dressage in.
You've been waiting all week to use that word, haven't you?
Yes. Have you guys ever seen the video of like the dressage horse like doing dressage to hip hop?
Yeah, with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Snoop. I love it. It's my favorite. So let's talk about Stryker Medical while the questions roll in. Well, really quick, Space Tacos has a question, so I do want to reward people who ask questions. Does Friday the 13th give you heebie-jeebies? It does not me. To me, it's a day. I don't think anything of it.
It's a day that ends in Y, right?
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about Stryker Medical. This was in the news yesterday. Massive Iranian wiper malware took it down, or alleged. I don't know what's official and what's not. We got more information on it. DJ BSEC brought it to light. I had some information from people who are dealing with it, but it was in like private DMs, so I didn't know what was public and what was not. DJ BSEC, let's talk Stryker and what people should know.
Yeah, what I heard yesterday publicly was that this was not wiperware. It wasn't malware. It was that they actually got into the tenant, into the Microsoft tenant, had access to Intune, I'm assuming because they talked about the MDM, and then wiped the machines that way. So if that's the case, it's still bad because they've got tenant access, but it's not like they executed malware or wiperware or ransomware or something on there. But I would say this. If they were in the tenant and they had access to Intune, that means they had admin access probably inside the tenant. When it comes to them wiping the machines, a lot of people are saying, hey, we need backups and so forth. In that sense, in that ecosystem, you'd have OneDrive, and that should back up the machines, because that if you have it set up right, it should back up a lot of the information on the machines. But in that sense, I don't know what the environment is. So they may not be using OneDrive. But when it comes to the backup stuff, in thinking about it, they would have already had the backups. Because it would have been files and personal stuff that you were working on your machine. But that's what I've heard publicly. Whether or not that's all true, we yet to be determined.
Yep. Really quick. So Kyle, as a follow-up question, says, "Why not have multi-factor on global admin for Intune?" Why don't you answer that question, DJ?
Who said they didn't?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have got around. And maybe
Yeah.
maybe they didn't have passkeys. Maybe they actually had MFA, and it was for whatever reason. Maybe they had MFA and it was SMS.
Yep.
Maybe they had MFA, and I mean, in all
Stole a
reality,
session
guys,
key.
yeah, all you really have to do is steal a
Yeah.
session key. They got to send one email to one admin or to one person that's got access into the tenant, get that session key, get in and create their own account real quick. That's where your defense in depth goes in place, right? So now you need to have alerts that when an account is created that has elevated rights, you're getting an email. There's a whole bunch of different things that you need to have in place for that. But yeah, I mean, in all reality, this is a huge company. You would think that they have logs and they would have seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Again, this is not exactly living off the land attack, but it's like a cousin to living off the land because they're using the functionality of MDM, which allows you to wipe devices for reasons, right? Oh, you lose a device, you leave it in an Uber, you leave it on seat 3B, whatever. You can definitively say, hey, there's no risk to the organization because we wiped it remotely. The problem is it's basically a baked-in wiper.
Yeah.
Malware. It's not even malware. Like, to call it malware is not accurate. Like, they probably use malware to get in, but they just used built-in functionality to get it. All right, so a couple questions coming into chat. Jerry, did you get your AC fixed? Yes, I did. Cost me $1,000. Yay.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, the thing
It's not
is,
too bad. At least it wasn't a whole brand new AC.
Hey, I put a brand new AC in for 12 grand 3 years ago, so I was a little bummed out to find out. But what ended up happening, in case you're wondering, it was kind of a multi-staged failure. The outside piece had a short in it, which then caused a power surge to go into the unit in the attic, which somehow bypassed the circuit, the fuse, and blew the transformer out. The fuse is supposed to protect the transformer, but I think it spiked, so the transformer exploded. Thank God my house didn't catch on fire. So they had to replace the transformer, and then once they figured out that there was a short somewhere in the so there was multiple pieces replaced. The good news is we are chilling, LOL, in Charleston here. Spam says, when will the Retro Synthwave compilation come out? Yeah, I mean, it can come out. If you want, you can just sort by the midnight, play all. But I can make a Retro Synthwave one. FM84, he put F84, but it's FM84, Time Cop 1983. Like, definitely good stuff. Maybe I will do that, Spam Masubi. I have a playlist, actually, that Mrs. and I fall asleep to every night. That's, basically a Retro Synthwave. So maybe we can share that in chat. I'll have to check with Mrs. on that one. Let's see. Okay, Space Tacos is his cousin of living off the land, living in a van down by the river. Hilarious. That is a drink reference, if you will.
In a van down by the river.
Roswell UK says, how did you fix the background? This is a lot of questions from me today, which is okay. The background here is corrected. The thing is, that's a YouTube video playing like a 10-hour background screensaver. So if I were to change to the Karn OpenClaw AI instant, you would be presented with my infuriating Urza's castle from Magic the Gathering. So it's not actually fixed. It's just I like Milton in Office Space. I fixed the glitch.
With your red stapler. I fixed the glitch with my red stapler.
Yeah.
Cole has a question. Cole has a question.
Cole has a question. Start answering it, BSEC, while I find it. I can't.
Here, I got it. I'll put it up there.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. Is it uncommon to ask company to pay for home office equipment instead of using company-provided equipment? All right, let's do this. DJ BSEC, you go first.
That's going to be 100% dependent on the company, and depending on what you're talking about, home office equipment. Are you actually talking like desks, monitors, and things like that? That is a possibility. More than likely, they would purchase that stuff. They should inventory it, have it in place, and then send it to you. And then whenever you leave the company, you should ship it back.
Okay. James?
Yeah, echoing what DJ BSEC said. It depends on the organization. Some I know will give you extra money in your paycheck to cover for phone expenses, internet expenses, to have a proper work environment. If they're having you work from home, then they'll contribute toward, they should be contributing something to, that way you're not just sitting at sitting on your bed or sitting at the kitchen table, that you actually have a proper environment, desk, lighting, whatever. And so if they're giving you another $100 in your paycheck or $200 in your paycheck, it is just going to depend on the organization. Can't hurt to ask, see what they say.
And FYI, if they are not, it is tax deductible.
It is tax deductible.
There you go. Did not know that.
Yep.
But it's definitely a company culture thing, company policy. I mean, I wouldn't lead with that during the interview, but it is nice to know. I mean, if I hired you to work for me, I wouldn't want you to be sitting on your bed in like client calls and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Also, we're IT people, not tax or CPA, so go talk to your tax people about it. But it is tax deductible, and I think you can deduct, like for instance, the room I'm in, I can deduct that square space. So you deduct the electricity that space takes up,
the internet,
air conditioning, the internet. So it's a piece of what the whole house has. So
dry cleaning.
If it costs you $100 for your internet for the month, then you may get a deduction of like $5 or $8.
Oh yeah. Or you can spin up. I mean, again, this channel, I mean, this Jawjacking is for cyber career and stuff like that. But like, if you spin up your own LLC, all of this can be.
Oh geez. Yep. Yep.
But definitely speak with a tax professional before you go YOLO and just start doing your things.
Everything else. Yep.
Cyber Risk Witch has a question. What's your preferred AI platform? There are like 100,000 AI platforms out there right now. I will say I like Claude. I've been using Claude Cowork, Claude Code quite a bit. And
OpenClaw.
Well, I don't. You know what's funny? Karn emails me or sends me a telegram every single morning with like, what it's going to be working on today and what it did yesterday and some stuff. I have like unread like 10 unread messages from Karn, and I'm not really hyper motivated. Like he's, you know what? Like it's not real. He's not real. He's disappointing. I'm disappointed in Karn's capabilities, like not meeting the expectations that I had set for performance for Karn. I'm actually probably going to have to do a performance review with him.
Fire him.
Put him on. Well, I'll put him on. Put him on
a plan. Just be careful he doesn't delete all your emails.
Yeah. So, BSEC, what's your preferred platform?
It depends on what I'm doing. 100% depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing something coding or something along those lines, definitely Claude. Sometimes I'll use ChatGPT to actually create the specific prompts that you're going to use for Claude. Each LLM has its strengths and its weaknesses. Somebody out there, I don't remember who it was, did a fantastic write up an overview of each one and how ChatGPT or OpenAI is really good if you give it specifics. Like, this is what I want you to do, and it'll give you, down to the T. It'll follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where Claude may not do that. But if you're going to code, Claude, outperforms everybody. So it just depends. There's Perplexity that gives you a whole bunch of stuff. Hell, even now, guess what Copilot has in it? Copilot, you can now use Claude and OpenAI. So I think Copilot actually created a coworker as well.
Okay.
Using Claude now. So you can see, as we all know, Microsoft is the hey, let's wait and see what everybody else is doing and then pull it into our infrastructure. And that's what they're doing right now. You can tell.
There you go. All right. So thank you very much. And James McQuiggan, drop a knowledge since you are, you're AI deepfake guy here. So.
Well, it's actually funny. Yesterday, I used Claude for anything creative writing. I'm using Claude Code for vibe coding. Actually started last night developing a deepfake detector, leveraging several deepfake detector APIs that are out there. This way I can run a video or an image or audio or whatever through it, and it'll hit a whole bunch of different deepfake detectors. Still drive me nuts that, so many false positives with regards to that. One of the things I did yesterday that I thought was really cool, DJ BSEC, in your website, which I love the fact that you're doing it on GitHub now that I've done it with mine. I was just trying to look for it, but you've got something where you tag out or connect to somebody that's got a whole slew of Claude skills.
That's me. Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
If I can find it while we're on, I'll drop it, or I'll give it to Jerry to drop it in. But
BSEC, put it in private chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it.
the cool thing about all the different skills, one of the things was collaborating and communicating with C-suite. It was for a CTO and a CEO. And I thought that was really cool. And I'm like, well, what if I want to talk to a CISO? So working with Claude and those the MD files, I was able to create my own one for a CISO. So yeah, it's really cool being able to leverage. Nowadays, Gemini I use for video generation, images. I'll ask it, go through general type stuff. ChatGPT is if I need a second opinion now, or I just need something quick. For me, ChatGPT used to be number one. Now it's kind of slid down. And it's go to Claude, go to Gemini for me.
All right. I'm going to share this really quickly on stream so everybody can see it. Let me see here.
If you haven't checked out DJ BSEC's website, go check it out.
Yeah.
I forked that one into, it's just I put the link in there, but it's just
no. I saw it, but I wanted everybody to see the main landing page. So this is the main landing page of DJ BSEC, which is a GitHub repo, and it's a great example of how you can use free platforms in order to have like your home landing page on the internet. But when you click here, you can see AI tools and prompts, which I believe is the same link, right?
No.
Okay, hold on.
Those are ones that I've got. The link that I sent you actually is a fork off of somebody else's GitHub. There you go.
Okay. So here we go. This is the link
That's it.
of Claude skills that DJ BSEC provided. I'll drop a link in that. I'm telling you right now, Claude skills, like if you're doing prompts right now, you need to start thinking about skills, because skills are basically like mega, instead of like copy and pasting mega prompts over and over again, you can use skills, which are the mega prompts, and then, you train it up and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of examples here. This is a great little repo. I'll check this out myself.
Yeah.
Well, I told everybody yesterday, if you are wanting to get into Claude and wanting to understand that, Chase AI on YouTube is ridiculous. He's so good.
Only 60,000 subs too, so that's great. Still,
he puts stuff out constantly.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
He's got so much stuff. In fact, he puts something out every single day. He's built a lot of stuff. But he goes through a ton of different things, like if you're using how to make, God mode using Obsidian, Notebook LLM and Claude together, because now you have as much memory as you want. You have, you don't have to use tokens, because Notebook LLM is actually going to do all the behind the scenes stuff for you and then dump it to Claude, so you're not using Claude tokens. There's a lot of stuff.
I like
that one right there that says explain Claude in 6 levels.
Yeah,
that's a great one. Hey, this is what it is. Hey, level 1 is you're just typing in Claude. Level 2 is you're actually giving it prompts. Level 3, it goes through a lot. So if you're into that and you want to learn, he's got a lot of information on there.
I love it. Thank you, DJ BSEC. Thanks, James. And Cyber Risk Witch, thanks for the question. I just want to take a quick minute, since we're 9:24, and let everybody know a little bit of an update. Simply CyberCon 2026 is live right now. We did some work. Justin Gold and Kimberly Can Fix It put some work in, and this thing is up and running. So if you want, you can register now. Early bird pricing is $40 a ticket. After July 31st, it becomes $50. You will get fed breakfast, lunch, maybe even dinner one of the days. It's definitely, you're not paying for the, like you're paying less than what you'll be getting for sure. There's the whole thing is here. If you're interested in learning more about it, you can also stay at the Tides Folly Beach. There's a link here for room registration at whatever you want to call it, like discounted group block rate, etc. The dates are November 8th. No, I don't want to delete the group. What the hell are you talking about? You check in Saturday, check out Tuesday. B-Sides Charleston. What is the matter with you? B-Sides Charleston is that Saturday, so we're kind of partnering with them again as like a sister conference.
Your Chrome's messed up because you have 1,800 tabs. That's why.
Hey. And I just want to let everybody know, too, call for speakers, CFP. This opens on May 4th. So May the 4th be with you. So you cannot submit CFP until then. and it will close July 31st. Speakers will be given free tickets to the conference as well. So that's the big update. People have been asking about updates for Simply CyberCon, so I wanted to provide that since we made so much effort this week, and I promised people that I would give them an update on Friday. All right, so
real quick, Code Brew said that he loves Claude, but he doesn't like the limits. I know what you're talking about with the limits, and that's what I say. Go find on Chase AI. That's how he gets rid of those limits, by using Obsidian and using Notebook LLM. Because you have 200,000 tokens, but you can basically take those 200,000 tokens and turn them into 1 million that way, because you're offloading a lot of the stuff.
Right.
Really quickly, Legrat, funny. Going back to my AI tool that I'm going to have a pip or fire. Appreciate the hard work. It seems like you're not working with the team. I don't want to name names, but I'm the only person who works. That's a very funny. I might even, if I do decide to shut Karn down, I might have that conversation screen record, just to see what's happening.
Karn,
It might threaten you. You got to be careful.
Version Hacks replied to Legrat. Karn, you're not in trouble per se. We're just gonna, set some goals. Take your projects in faith.
That's so funny. Space Tacos talks about virtual Simply CyberCon. Yes, there will be that. I forgot to bake that in, Space Tacos. So that's an easy fix. And we will.
So I'd be able to watch from Copenhagen then. Cool.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Let's see. We got a couple minutes. I don't see a ton of questions. BSEC, you want to share anything you're working on, or share some updates on things, or what?
You just shared what I was working on. I did update some more. I did some more stuff on the site last night. I had a cybersecurity explained area on my site, and I've kind of updated that and added some more stuff in there. So it kind of goes through and explains what is what is MFA, what is there's so many.
You got rid of the cool little pictures.
Yeah, I made it more. Now you can sort. You sort by over on the right hand. You can
filter out the different.
Yeah, you can filter out. Cool. What's the antivirus versus EDR, CV versus EPSS, all those different things in there.
So if you hear a term that you don't know, or an acronym you don't know, you could Google it, but you can check out BSEC, where he very likely goes beyond just the definition and gives real world examples. This is great. So nice resource, DJ BSEC. Cool. I'll drop a link in chat for everybody.
Hey, you build something that you want to use, not what everybody else wants to use, and guess what? Then everybody else can use it.
Everybody else comes for it. Yep.
I love it. All right, let's keep looking at chat while we got a couple questions in here. All right, James McQuiggan, you want to share any updates? I know you've got a lot going on yourself.
A lot of irons in the fire, and they're glowing hot. Not to kind of, there's an interview today, and I'll just leave it at that. So, like I said, working on a bunch of stuff. Like I said, was vibe coding the deepfake thing last night and having fun with that. It's really neat just to kind of go through and be able to give it, information, and you get a tool and an application that comes out of it. I've got some talks coming up. I'll be at CypherCon. Michelle and I, the other day, we are working on a joke book. We're looking at updating his book that he created. We're going to have a megabyte of dad jokes. So we'll see.
Oh my God.
So we're collaborating on that. And I'm real excited for when that does come out. So expect book signings, because we were talking about it yesterday. So don't know when it's coming out. Don't come at me when it's ready. It won't be. We're still working on it, updating it, and that kind of stuff. So
that's perfect. Maybe
that's kind of fun.
Send me a copy, and then I'll just read from it on Fridays for a couple of weeks and use it as a a way to help let people know that it's out there.
Well, there we go. So
look what Roswell said. True story. I dropped the transcript from Jason Blanchard's last 3 hours of whichever session it was into Gronk.
The hack, how to hack your job.
Into Gronk, and told it to use that as the basis of the persona to respond to me.
That's very cool. I like it.
Interesting.
I'm going to be doing a talk at Wild West Hackenfest Deadwood in October on how to use AI to get you a job. Like
nice.
I might even do 6 levels of using AI to get you a job. I was going to do only 4, but now I feel I have to do 6 because Chase AI is doing 6.
Did they already do the CFP for that?
No, I've
Oh,
just
okay.
got a special invite.
Okay.
Oh.
You're just okay, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got a little bit.
No,
of,
no, you're
with
the
them.
Reader Award winner. You know, you're.
Yeah, hold on. Let me
You
do
keynoted
this.
another year. Yeah, we know you're special, Jerry. It's all right, bud. We love you.
I know. Hold on. I just, for the sake of everyone, because people like to make fun of me. Here we go. Like, I
That's
was
exactly what I
invited.
was thinking.
Oh my
All right,
God,
guys.
that bowler hat, man. That's the best. That is really the best.
Yeah, that
Shane
was
F asked, "How do I have time for everybody?" I try to make time for you guys from 7 to 8.
Doing the time. Yeah. Now compartmentalize. It's like, okay, between 8 and 10 o'clock, it's
Yeah.
simply cyber time, and then after that, it's working on the next thing, and then the next thing, and the next thing. It's a deep fake AI, James McQuiggan. That's a Q, not a G, by the way. But anyway, that's fine. Instead of feeding all of YouTube videos, yeah.
Real quick, Dan Reardon had a question in chat. I think he asked it in private chat, and he said it kind of as a joke. But just so everyone knows, right now, speakers for Simply CyberCon will get free tickets to the conference.
Right.
I would love to help, supplement the cost of travel and lodging. I can't guarantee that though, because as you notice, the tickets are $40, and I'm feeding each person probably $120 worth of food.
Yep.
So we're already taking a loss on feeding people. So
You're not just gonna buy brisket? Just buy brisket and have everybody.
Yeah, it depends on the sponsors. It always
Yeah.
depends on the sponsors. The conference is a nonprofit. It's a separate business entity from my business, designed to be a nonprofit. We're trying not to make money. So I know Dan.
I was gonna say, give everybody a fishing pole. You walk out onto the beach. You go catch your fish, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there might be
fishing.
There might be an honorarium, right? Like, oh, here's $250 for every speaker, especially since we're having fewer speakers this year because of the way I've set the conference up, the format of it. So possibly stay tuned. I mean, if you're, I will say this, if you're submitting a CFP in order to get $250, like, I don't know, like, don't bank on it. So, all right. I want to let everybody know that Daniel Lowry does his show, Daniel Lowry IRL, at 10 a.m. I'm trying to get a link right now to that. And it's been a minute, but I guess he's been doing that like completely ever since he stopped coming around to Simply Cyber, since he started doing his new job and stuff like that. So if you're interested in doing, more of this fun stuff, hanging out with lots of people who are in the Simply Cyber community also, I just want to let you know I'm pulling this up right now while I dance on stage for you guys. Right here, Daniel Lowry IRL, Network Chuck hates AI. Okay, build your own hacking lab. There you go. Luke Canfield, Carey, a bunch of people are already in here right now. I'll drop a link in chat. Go check that out. Maybe hit the head, grab a Egg McMuffin or something, and then sit down and get some Daniel Lowry and Simply Cyber community in your life. Final thoughts? You just want to say goodbye, DJ BSEC?
Yeah, see ya.
All right, good stuff. Hey, will we see more of you now, or was it just because it was spring break?
Well, it was because it was spring break, number one. Hopefully stuff is going to settle down in the next month or so, and that should be good.
All right. Well, we hope to see more of you, DJ BSEC. You always bring value to the community. James McQuiggan, I know you got jobs and stuff, so good luck with all of your irons and fire, and definitely hope to see you more on Simply Cyber.
Yeah, definitely. Well, next Friday I will be cruising, so I will be watching from sea level next weekend.
Cruising the 405.
Well, it won't be 405. It'll be the Gulf. So
Gulf or Gormuz or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, not that Gulf. Yeah.
Gulf of Oman.
All right. All right, guys. And I'm Jerry. Guys, everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so very much for being here and engaging and making this community phenomenal. I'm Jerry for Simply Cyber on behalf of James and DJ BSEC. Until next time, stay secure.